So take 2 or 3 rolls, as many as you need to get yourself up. You're going to come into a seated position. So when you're on the floor, legs crossed, hands just rest on your knees, palms facing up, fingertips relaxed, shoulders relaxed. Close your eyes and just gently lower your chin down to your chest. Taking a deep breath in, sigh the breath out. Really good. So keeping your eyes closed, we're just going to get you to bring your hands up to your heart, your hands in a prayer. So I just want you to acknowledge this time and energy you've given to yourself to come here onto the mat, taking a moment for your practice, taking a moment just to be still and breathe. And just acknowledge what that feels like for you here this week, with everything else that's going on around you, the fact that you're probably doing all things for all people, and now it's time for you. Really good. Give yourself a smile, and we're going to have a nice stretchy time here on the mat. So opening your eyes, bring your head up, so you're just looking out into the distance. Your hands come outside of your hips, so I like to say spider fingers. Your fingertips come onto the floor. We're just going to work on stretching into the side body. So your fingertips are on the floor. We're going to go to the left, so make those fingertips on the floor. Walk your hands over to the left, bend into the left elbow, root down through those fingertips, roll the left shoulder behind the ear. You're going to reach your right hand up. You want to keep both hips on the floor, chest stays open. You may want to look down at your left wrist, you may want to look up at your right. So just have a go, notice what feels good. Lengthening through the right side of your body. You're going to reach up tall, bending into the left elbow, keep that elbow bent, push down through the fingertips, and then when you're ready, reach the right hand over to the left. You don't need to come over too far. The idea here is to keep your chest open. So just reaching over to the left as much as you can, hips on the floor, lengthen through the side body. Again, just check in. You may want to look down, you may want to look up. Take an inhale for 1. Exhale for 1. Inhale for 2. Exhale for 2. Inhale for 3. On the exhale, push the left fingertips off the floor. Both hands come up. So imagine you're holding a beach ball. Turn those pinky fingers in. Release the right hand down to the floor. We're going to go over to the right side. Fingertips, spider fingers, walk over to the right, bend into the right elbow, push down on the floor with the right fingertips. You may want to just look up at the left fingertips, reach up through the left side body. Take a deep breath in as you reach up, lengthening through the side body as you exhale, bend into the right elbow and stretch over to the right. Don't worry about how far you come. You don't want to collapse. You don't want to bring that shoulder down nice and low. You want to keep it open. Just keep rolling that left shoulder over your ear. Look down, look up, and breathe. Inhale for 1. Exhale for 1. Inhale for 2. Exhale for 2. Inhale for 3. Exhale for 3. This time, your left hand comes down onto the floor next to your right fingertip. So wherever it lands, walk both hands into the center. Now I want you just to listen to your body here. Fingertips are on the floor, roll your shoulders back. If your hamstrings feel tight, stay as you are. If you want to go forward, you may want to start to walk your hands forward and then gently see if you can bend into the elbows and lower your chest down. So you're stretching the back of your hips, opening up into your hips, into your thighs, stretching the glutes. You're going to walk those hands forward, maybe tuck your chin down into your chest and lower the chest down as far as you can. Keep breathing, and again, just don't worry about where you get to here. Inhale for 1. Exhale for 1. Inhale for 2. Exhale for 2. Don't hold your breath. Inhale for 3. Exhale for 3, and then walk your hands back. Bring yourself back to seated position. Inhale, sweep your arms up over your head, and exhale, hands come down through heart center. Push those elbows away, push the fingertips, knuckles into each other. Open up through the chest, sit nice and tall, nice and proud. Grow through the crown of your head. Inhale for 1. We're going to take a twist to the left. Left hand comes behind your left hip, right hand comes onto your left shoulder. Roll the shoulders, and you're going to gently look over the left shoulder. Take an inhale here. Sigh the breath out. Root down through those left fingertips. Sit up as tall as you can and see if you can just look any further across to the left, to the right even. Looking over the left shoulder towards the right. Twisting here. And then gently coming back to the center. We're going to sweep the arms up. Exhale, left fingertips come to your right knee. Right hand comes behind your right hip. Roll that right shoulder, sit up nice and tall. You're going to look over the right shoulder. Inhale for 1. Exhale for 1. Use your gaze, nice and gentle. Inhale for 2. Exhale for 2. Inhale for 3. Exhale for 3. And then gently coming back. Okay, so we're going to roll onto our hands and knees. So just taking your tabletop position. I'm just going to shuffle back so that you can see me. So in your tabletop position, just taking a moment here just to kind of acclimatize to being here on all fours. Okay, so you're going to push down through your hands, knuckles and wrists. Your wrists are underneath your shoulders, knees are under your hips. Top of your feet just resting on the mat. We're just going to start to work into the hips, so moving forwards and backwards, maybe slowly figure of 8, maybe sitting down on the heels, just trying to get a little bit instinctive here. So coming forwards, rounding through the wrists, just noticing what feels tight, where you want to move. I like to kind of stretch from side to side, so drawing one shoulder forward and then the other, just stretching into the side body. Then taking your toes together, separate your knees nice and wide, sit your heels back onto your hips back onto your heels, coming into a child's pose, nice wide-legged child's pose. Walk your hands forward, drawing your head down onto the floor, forehead down onto the floor. Nice long spine here. Inhale for 1. Exhale for 1. Inhale for 2. Exhale for 2. Inhale for 3. Exhale for 3. Come up onto those fingertips, so your arms stay on the floor. You lift your wrists and palms up off the floor, engaging into your triceps, your upper arms. Breathing here. And then releasing the hands back down. Bring your hands back, push your hands onto the floor, bring yourself back up into that tabletop position, and we'll go into our cat-cow. So your cat-cow is just a nice spinal lengthen. So what we're going to do is on the inhale, you're going to tilt your pelvis up to the ceiling and drop your belly down. You're going to roll your shoulders, open up through the chest and look up. As you exhale, you're going to tuck your tummy under, stretch your shoulders up to the ceiling and tilt that pelvis underneath you, tucking the tailbone under. Draw your belly back. Inhale, you're going to tilt that pelvis up to the sky, drop the belly down, roll the shoulders, chest is up, look up. Exhale, round it back. So stretch your shoulders up high, tuck your tailbone under, squeeze your belly up in towards your ribs. Again, inhale, tilt the pelvis, drop the belly, roll the shoulders, chest is up, look up. And exhale, round it out. So suck that belly up, tilt the pelvis, tuck the tailbone under, stretch your shoulders up to the sky. You're going to do 3 at your own natural rhythm. So just gently working into the spine. You may want to start to add some instinctive moves here. You may want to start to kind of roll backwards and forwards, like moving, bringing that figure of 8 in again. Whatever feels good. So you're just going to do 2 more rounds here. Remembering to inhale as you drop your belly, exhale as you hug it in. Last one. Really good. Tuck your toes under. We're going to push down through those hands, lift the knees. So you're going to sit your hips back towards your heels and then shoot the hips high up into the sky, finding your downward dog. You're going to bring your heels down towards the ground. Don't worry if they're not touching. You can stay up high on those tiptoes, but you're going to start to pedal your feet. So bend the left knee, drop the right heel down. And then the opposite side. So bend the right knee, drop the left heel down. Lifting the hips up and drawing your chest back towards your thighs. Taking a deep breath in here. And sighing the breath out. Then coming to stillness. Inhale for 1. Exhale for 1. Inhale for 2. Exhale for 2. Inhale for 3. Exhale for 3. Come up high on those tiptoes and bend your knees. Walk your hands towards your feet or your feet to your hands. You're going to come into your forward fold. So keep your head down nice and low. Bend those knees. You're going to lift the hips as high as you can and drop your torso down. So you're looking towards your knees, maybe even looking through your knees. Your torso is really heavy or your arms are really heavy. Head just tucks down, chin tucks in towards your chest. Take a couple of breaths here, maybe sway from side to side. Just noticing what feels good here. What you want to do is just feel nice. Remembering to keep your head nice and heavy. If you do start to feel dizzy, then just look up in front of you. You're going to root down through your feet, and we're going to slowly roll up for the count of 5. So it's going to be nice and mindfully. You're going to draw your belly in, and you're going to root down through the feet. Keep the knees bent. And just imagine someone's pulling you up from your shoulders. So you're drawing everything up. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Roll your shoulders. Come up to stand. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, hands come down through heart center. We'll go again. Inhale, sweep the arms up over your head. Exhale, bend the knees and fold it down all the way. Inhale to come into a halfway lift. So your palms either slide onto your shins or your fingers are on the floor. You don't need to worry if you've got a slight bend in the back of your legs here. We're just slowly opening up through the hamstrings, halfway lift. Exhale, bending down. You're going to plant your hands, take your right foot to the back of the mat. And then your left foot, you're going to find a plank position and then lower your knees back down. You're going to release your feet and then slowly come to sit up on your knees. So you're sitting on your knees, hips facing forward. You're going to squeeze your bum, squeeze your thighs together. You're going to inhale, sweep your arms up. And then exhale, sweep your arms down. We're going to do a nice big circle. Okay, so your right hand's going to come down towards your foot, so kind of sitting down. You're going to sweep your left hand in front of you and then lift up. So push the hips forward. You're going to push down through the right fingertips and lift the left arm up. Squeeze your hips forward. Open up through the chest. Inhale for 1. Exhale for 1. Squeeze your bum. Protect your lower back. Inhale for 2. You may want to look up to the ceiling. Exhale for 2. Inhale for 3. Exhale for 3. Squeezing your bum, draw your belly in and sit yourself back. We're going to go to the other side. So your left hand comes behind towards your toes. You're going to sweep your right arm up and push your hips up as well. Nice open chest. Squeeze your bum, protect the lower back, keep the chest open. Inhale for 1. Exhale for 1. Inhale for 2. Exhale for 2. Inhale for 3. Exhale for 3. Lowering your hips back down. Good. Bring your hands back down onto the floor. Finding your tabletop again. You're just going to take one round of your cat-cow just to extend through the spine. Inhale, drop the belly, hips up, roll your shoulders, chest up, and exhale, round it out. Stretch the shoulders up nice and high. Tuck your toes under, lift the knees. You're going to find that downward dog again. So lift up, sit back, hips come high. Start to pedal those feet. Bending through the knees, you draw your opposite heel down. Inhaling and exhaling. So just slowly start to lengthen through the hamstrings, through the back of the legs. Draw your chest back towards your thighs. Find that stillness. Look up at your belly button. Inhale for 1. Exhale for 1. Inhale for 2. Exhale for 2. Inhale for 3. Exhale for 3. Good. Come up high on those tiptoes. Bend your knees. Walk your hands towards your feet or your feet to your hands. Finding that forward fold again. And just let your torso be heavy. Root down through your feet. Bend your knees. Inhale, rise all the way up. Palms come together. And exhale, hands come down through heart center. Inhale, sweep the arms up. And then exhale, bend the knees and fold all the way down. So nice and slow. Inhale, you're going to come to a halfway lift. So it's like a row position. Your hands come to your shins or your elbows tuck in towards your torso. Chest is forward, hips are back. Exhale, bend the knees and fold it back down. Hands find the floor. Right foot comes to the back. Left foot comes to the back. Find a plank. Hold it here. Inhale for 1. Exhale for 1. Flex those feet. Keep the knees high. Inhale for 2. Exhale for 2. Inhale for 3. Lowering the knees down. Release your feet. You're going to push your hips forward. Slowly start to open up through your chest as your hips lower down. Roll your shoulders back as you roll your head back. Keep your legs together and squeeze your bum. Point your toes. Push down into the floor as your hips shoot forward, lowering down towards the floor. Lovely little stretch in your lower back. Inhale here. Exhale, tuck the toes. Bend the knees. Lift your hips up, finding that downward dog. Inhale for 1. Exhale for 1. Inhale for 2. Exhale for 2. Inhale for 3. Exhale for 3. Come up high on those tiptoes. Bring your knees back down onto the floor. Separate your knees and toes come together. Sit back on your heels. Come down into your child's pose. So walk those hands forward. Draw your head and chest down onto the floor. Forehead relaxes. Maybe just rocking your forehead from side to side. Massaging your third eye. Feeling length in your spine. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Taking the rest. Even though it's a slow practice, it's important just to take that rest. On the next inhale, slowly start to push yourself back up into your tabletop position. So from your tabletop position, we're just going to start to move through your hips. So you're going to bring your right foot outside of your right hand at the front. So you want to have your toes facing forward, your hands on the floor, and your right foot outside. Keep the left knee on the floor, or if you want to challenge yourself, you can tuck the left toe and lift the left knee up. You're just going to move forward and backwards into that hip. So you're just going to sit back, come forward, lowering the left hip down, opening up through the right. Just being curious here, but not overextending. Just noticing how everything feels. And then you're going to release the left foot just so you've got less pressure. You're going to roll onto the right, the side of the right foot. Using your right hand now, maybe pushing the right knee away from you so you can open up into the right hip crease. Roll the right shoulder and maybe look over the right shoulder here. Inhale for 1. Exhale for 1. Inhale for 2. Exhale for 2. Inhale for 3. Exhale for 3. Then grounding that right foot down again. Maybe lifting the left toes up. Squeezing the left heel towards the left hip. You don't want to pull it too much. You just want to be your whole intention, your muscles. Squeezing it in. Inhale. Exhale. Then maybe reaching your right hand up. See if you can grab hold of that left foot. Maybe just drawing that heel towards your hip. This is great. If you run, you may want to add a little bit more. So opening up into that right heel and hip again. Wherever you want to go, you may just want to keep that left foot on the floor and stretch into the hip that way. One more inhale here. Then exhale, release the left foot. Right hand comes inside that right foot. You're going to tuck the left toe under, lift the left knee. And then sweep right foot back, finding a plank. Inhale here, then exhale. Lower the knees, release your feet, draw your chest forward, lowering the hips, roll your shoulders back, open up through the chest, squeeze your bum, point your toes, lengthening through the legs. Breathing in, breathing out. Tuck your toes again, sit your hips back, finding that downward dog. Hips come up nice and high, take a deep breath in, sigh the breath out. Lengthening through the spine here. And then come up high on those tiptoes, lower down into your tabletop position. We're going to take the left foot now outside of the left hand and just do the same thing. So we're just going to stretch forward, backwards, maybe tucking the right toe, lifting the right knee, whatever feels good for you. So just being curious and stretching into your body. This is your practice. All of the options are open and available to you. And then maybe slowly pushing that left knee away from you. So I might just change positions so you can see. Just opening up. So the foot's on a diagonal, just on the edge of your foot. You're looking over that left shoulder. And then maybe bending your right foot. So you're going to squeeze that right heel towards your hip as much as you can. Maybe opening up so your left hand comes behind. See if you can grab hold of your right foot, drawing it towards your hip. Breathing in here. 1 and 2, 3, release. Both hands inside that left foot. Release the left foot to the back. Come back into that plank position. Inhale. Exhale. Lower the knees. Release your feet. Roll your shoulders back. Squeeze your bum. Squeeze your legs together as you lower your hips down onto the floor. Open up through the chest. Look up here. And then tuck the toes. Hips come back. Go straight into a child's pose. So knees out to the side. Sit those hips back on your heels. Walk your hands forward. Lengthen through your spine and head comes to the floor. Breathing in and out. Gently walking your hands back up. So we're going to come into what's called a twisted deer position. So I'm just going to change positions a couple of times just so you can see. So if we start on your right side, you're going to sit on your right hip and have your right heel and knee, heel, what are we doing? Heel and knee and heel parallel in front of your chest. Your left knee is then going to come towards your right heel, and your left heel is going to come towards your hip. So it's kind of a zigzag. Then you're going to walk your hands over towards the right until you've got a nice twist, and you can comfortably bring your hands down onto the floor and rest your head down. Now, if you can't get comfortable and you need a pillow, grab a pillow. You've got a couple of minutes because we will be here for a few breaths. It's a really beautiful, lovely pose once you get into it. So just walking your hands over to the right, nice twist in your spine, twist in your abdomen, and then lowering down. Head can rest on your hands, on the floor or on a pillow, wherever you get. But you just sitting on your right hip, kind of leaning into your hip. Both knees are bent, kind of into a Z shape, and then finding that nice relaxation. And just let yourself breathe and release and relax into the posture. Every inhale just allows you a little bit more space in the body. Every exhale just lets you kind of let something else go. Keep breathing. I'm just going to come and have a little look and see if you're all okay and need any more guidance. Just relaxing there. Really good. So every breath just allows you just to release a little bit more. Inhale for 1. Exhale for 1. Inhale for 2. Exhale for 2. Inhale for 3. Exhale for 3. Go ahead and slowly push yourself back up. So just taking it slow, kind of unravel, bring yourself back up to seated. You can take just a twist to the opposite side just to even everything out. And then go ahead and bring your left foot in front of you. So your left knee and heel just across the body. And then your right heels towards your bum, right knees towards your left heel. So once you're in your position, you're going to walk your hands to the left, take it slow. Once you've set yourself up, bring yourself down and notice that you'll feel different on both sides. And that's okay. Gently start to relax, finding a nice comfortable way just to breathe and be still. To relax every part of your body here. Trying not to hold tension. Trying not to put any emphasis on anything here. Just allowing the inhales and the exhales just to float naturally, finding your natural rhythm. Inhaling for 1. Exhaling for 1. Inhaling for 2. Exhaling for 2. Inhaling for 3. Exhaling for 3. Go ahead and push yourself up. Bring yourself up to seated with your knees bent, feet on the floor. You're going to sit up as tall as you can. Have your hands outside your knees, fingertips are active. Turn your fingertips in, sit up as tall as you can. Shuffle yourself forward so you've got space to come back. We're going to roll back. We're going to count down from 5. So engage in through your belly, hug your belly in, round your spine so your shoulders are drawing back towards the floor, feet rooted down, lowering down. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Find the floor, lift the feet up, bring the knees up in towards your chest, squeeze them in, rock from side to side. Noticing how you feel now from before. And then we're going to gently release the right leg down on the floor. Point the right toes away from you and then squeeze your left knee in towards your shoulder. So really lengthening, squeezing through the hip. Point the right toes away from you, right leg's nice and active. You're going to grab hold of the left knee with your right hand and your left arm can go extended out to the side. So it can either be long on the floor or you may want to have the elbow bent. As we move through the posture, you may want to change your positioning. Drawing your knee up towards your shoulder. Then you're going to draw your left knee over to the right. So you're just going to start to stack your hips. You're going to look over your left shoulder. Now, if it doesn't feel comfortable to have your left arm extended, go ahead and bring it to your left hip, or just rest it anywhere that does feel good. If you've got your pillow near and you just want to let your hand rest on the pillow, that's also another option. The idea here is to just really allow everything to relax as you twist. You want to look over the left side of you over to the left. You want to twist through the side body, twist through the abdomen, twist through the spine. Your hips are stacked. Again, don't worry if your knee isn't anywhere near the floor. That's completely fine. This is absolutely your practice wherever you get to. And if you do feel any clicks, that's a good thing. It's just your spine kind of staying back in place. Don't worry too much. This is perfectly safe. And a few twists are good for everybody. Keep breathing, don't hold your breath. And if you do find your mind starting to chatter and kind of giving you all these to-do lists and things that you need to be thinking about, try to quieten just by counting. So that's why we do the inhales for 1, exhales for 1. So just maybe say it to yourself. Counting backwards is always really good focus. You're going to take another inhale here. Then as you exhale, gently rolling back onto your back, squeezing that left knee up really tight, and then just relax your left leg on the floor. So both legs are relaxed just for a few seconds, just to reset. So maybe wriggle into your hips, wriggle into your shoulders, nice long spine, and then you're going to swap sides. So we're going to draw your right knee up in towards your chest, squeeze it in really, really, really tight. And then go ahead, release the right hand out to the side. Your left hand's going to draw your right knee over to the left. I'm just going to gently look over that right shoulder. And again, if things feel different on both sides, that's completely fine. So just go ahead and breathe and move. Be curious, but don't overdo it. Just welcoming this stillness into your practice, into your day. Allowing 2 more breaths here, your own natural rhythm. And then gently rolling back onto your back, squeezing that right knee in, and then relaxing both feet down onto the floor. You've got one more optional move before we come into our relaxation, and that's your happy baby, which I like to do just to keep the hips open. The knees draw back towards your shoulders, and you're straightening your legs. So you're going to bring your hands outside of your feet. Your soles of the feet reach up to the ceiling. You're going to draw your knees back towards your shoulders. As you do so, you're pushing your entire back down onto the floor and opening up through the hips. So you're getting a really, really nice stretch here, your whole body. And then maybe rocking from side to side, so just massaging the full length of your spine with the ground. Keep those knees drawing back towards your shoulders, open up through the hips, give yourself a great big smile. And then let it all go. Round, bring your feet back together, bring your feet down onto the floor. Have your heels nice and wide at the edge of your mat, the bottom of your mat, and your hands outside your hips. Palms face up. If you've got a blanket and you want to put that blanket on, now is a good time just to get nice and snuggly. Otherwise, just finding some stillness and letting everything relax. So just letting your head just soften as it's supported by the ground, feeling the back of your head nice and relaxed, your shoulder blades, your hips, the back of your legs, your heels, your knuckles, your wrists and your elbows connected with the ground, relaxed and still. And then you're just going to bring your hands to your belly. We're just going to do breathing just to bring you down nice and really, really relaxed and really still. So just take a great big yawn so you open up into your jaw and your jaw's nice and relaxed. And the tip of your tongue just going to rest inside the roof of your mouth. If it's uncomfortable in your belly, you may want to have one hand on your chest, and we're just going to see if we can focus the breath. So what I like to do is take a deep breath in and feel your belly expanding as you inhale, and then letting it soften down as you exhale. So that's going to be your focus point. I'm going to count down from 10, and we're going to just gently get you as relaxed as possible so you can be nice and still for a Shavasana. So you're going to take a deep breath in, fill your belly, and then sigh the breath out. Let your belly just soften as you exhale. So I'm counting down. Inhale 10. Let it go. Inhale 9. Let it go. Inhale 8. And release. Inhale 7. Let it go. Really good. Inhale 6. Exhale. Inhale 5. Feel yourself getting slower. Inhale 4. Exhale. Inhale 3. Notice the breath lengthening as you relax. Inhale 2. Exhale. Last inhale, nice and deep. Inhale 1. And exhale. Just releasing your hands from your belly. Wrists come to the floor, palms face up. Let the tip of your tongue just rest inside the roof of your mouth. Let the eyelids close, let your cheekbones relax, let your facial muscles be nice and heavy. Just allow the breath to come in and out. Noticing how the breath feels as it comes in and out. And if you again start to feel your mind wandering, feel that monkey mind start chattering, just again bring your attention to the breath. Deep breath in, deep breath out. Find that rhythm. Allow your whole body to relax. Allow your whole mind just to soften. Allow yourself just this time. Stillness, relaxation. Gently start to bring some feeling back into your body. So wriggling your fingers and toes, rolling into your hands and wrists. And then bringing your knees back up onto the floor, your feet back up onto the floor with your knees bent. And then roll over onto your side. So you're just going to give yourself a couple more moments of stillness before we come back up to seated. And then slowly, when you're ready, using your left hand to push into the floor, lengthening, bringing yourself back up. And we will come back into your seated position, or you are welcome to stay as you are, lay down, nice and comfy, maybe just drifting off. When you're ready, bringing yourself back up, nice long spine. You can keep your eyes closed, wrists resting on your knees, palms facing up. Just drop your chin back down to your chest, let that relaxation stretch through the top of your neck. Taking a deep breath in, sighing the breath out. And then when you're ready, we'll seal our practice. So bring your hands to your heart, hands in a prayer. Fold your forehead forward just so your fingertips brush your third eye. Thank you so much for sharing your practice with me this evening. Thank you for showing up, giving yourself this beautiful practice of breath and stillness and